Hi, how's it going?
Hi Maya, I am Noor Khan and I am a student of Allah Wala Teacher Bootcamp Training.
Nice to hear from you again, Noor. How's the boot camp going so far?
My question is how to boost our productivity with simple tricks.
Simple tricks, huh? That's the best place to start. What's your biggest productivity bottleneck right now? What's the one thing that consistently throws you off track?
What does productivity mean to you personally?
For me personally, productivity isn't about cramming more into the day or hustling harder. It's actually about getting the stuff that matters done, the stuff you actually care about, without burning yourself out trying to do everything. What about you?
Why do many people struggle with productivity today?
Good question. I'd say for students especially, it's usually a mix of a few things, like not knowing what matters most and getting distracted by what's urgent but not important. Another thing is this pressure to be always on when actually learning and remembering something takes focus, which means taking time off and being rested. What's been your experience with that?
Why do many people struggle with productivity today?
Mm, right, today specifically. I'd say it's harder now because everything is vying for attention, phones, social media, endless notifications. Then there's this pressure to show you're busy, even if you're just spinning your wheels. It's less about actually getting stuff done and more about looking productive. What about you? What's been the biggest challenge for you personally?
What are the biggest productivity killers?
The usual suspects, notifications pinging all the time, social media rabbit holes, perfectionism, and that overwhelming feeling when you're staring at a huge project and don't know where to start. Anything sound familiar?
How can someone identify their biggest distraction?
Good question. Start by just writing down how you actually spend your time for a few days. Seriously, track it. Apps can help, but even a little notebook works. Then look for the patterns. When do you feel most productive? When do you feel completely drained? What sucks up your time that doesn't actually move you closer to your goals? That gap between what you think you're doing versus what you're actually doing, that's the gold mine.
What is the difference between being busy and being productive?
Big difference. Busy means you're moving around like a bee in a jar. Lots of activity, but not necessarily toward a specific goal. Productive is when that activity is pointed, when the bees are actually making honey. One feels exhausting, the other feels satisfying. What about you? Do you ever feel busy without actually getting much done?
How important is planning for productivity?
Pretty crucial, honestly. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to be overcomplicated. For you, planning could be as simple as deciding the night before what 3 things you want to focus on tomorrow. Not 10, not 20, just 3 important things. That way, when you sit down to work, you actually know where to start. Does that sound manageable?
What is the first step someone should take to become more productive?
Figure out your prime time. When do you naturally have the most energy and focus? Morning? Late afternoon? Protect that block whenever you can. And then use it ruthlessly for your highest priority task, not emails or meetings. That focus block is your most valuable asset.
How does mindset affect productivity?
Huge. If you believe you're going to have a bad day, you probably will. But if you walk into something thinking I can handle this, even if it's hard, that actually changes your brain chemistry. It's not about being Pollyanna. It's about choosing to face things with a sense of competence instead of dread. What's your usual mindset going into work?
How important is having a morning routine?
For some people, huge. Others don't care. But here's what I've heard from people who swear by it. It's less about complicated rituals and more about making your first conscious choice of the day a productive one instead of immediately scrolling or checking emails. Even 5 minutes, coffee, some light, maybe a book chapter sets a tone. Do you have any kind of morning thing right now?
What are some simple morning habits that boost productivity?
Here's what people tell me works best. Make your bed immediately, quick win. Hydrate first thing, wake up your brain. 5 minutes of sunlight, natural mood boost. But the biggest one is no phone for the first 30 minutes. Give yourself space before you dive into everyone else's world. Any of that sound doable?
How does waking up early help productivity?
People who wake up early often get more done because they capture that quiet time when no one else is demanding their attention. They get to set their own agenda instead of reacting all day. But honestly, it only works if you actually use the time and don't just lie there checking your phone. You using an early riser,
Okay, how can someone stay productive throughout the day?
staying productive throughout the day is about energy management as much as time management. Micro breaks are huge. 5 minutes every hour to move around or just breathe. People who work at peak times also find they don't get that afternoon slump as badly. What's your biggest afternoon energy pitfall?
How important is sleep for productivity?
Non-negotiable, honestly. Think about it. When you're sleep deprived, your brain is foggy. Your focus is shot. You make bad decisions. Sleep isn't optional, it's the foundation everything else is built on. How would you rate your sleep lately?
What evening habits help prepare for a productive next day?
The simple stuff works best here. Cut the screens an hour before bed. That blue light messes with your sleep cycle. Light reading or writing can help you wind down, but the goal is to shift away from stimulation before you want to sleep. Same with caffeine or heavy food, avoid those in the evening. Basically, you're setting the stage for sleep, not working against it. How's your evening routine looking right now?
Okay, how does exercise affect productivity?
It's wild how much physical movement affects mental clarity. People who regularly exercise report better focus, less stress, and more energy. You don't have to run marathons. Even a 20-minute walk clears the cobwebs. Think of it as an investment in your brain, not just your body. Do you work out regularly?
Yes, how does healthy eating impact focus and productivity?
Big time. What you eat directly fuels your brain. Processed food, sugary snacks, they give you a quick burst, then a crash. Consistent energy levels come from whole foods, protein, healthy fats. It's not about dieting, it's about keeping your brain well fueled.
How can breaks improve productivity instead of reducing it?
Think of your brain like a muscle. If you work it continuously, it gets exhausted. Micro breaks, 5 minutes every hour. Let your mind recharge before fatigue hits. It's counterintuitive, but they actually help you stay focused longer when you're working. Like you said earlier, small things add up. Feels productive to rest sometimes too.
What are the best time management techniques?
People have different methods, but a few basics work across the board. Time blocking, set specific blocks for tasks, not just free work time, is strong. Prioritizing, using something like the Eisenhower matrix, what's urgent versus important, keeps you focused. And batching similar tasks together cuts down on mental switching costs. But honestly, the best technique is the one you actually use. What works for your brain?
I have a lot of work in my brain, but I have no a lot of time for work. And thank you,
Mm,
Allah Hafiz, and meeting to next.
thanks for asking, Noor. Good to hear you're looking forward to it. Take care.